So, day 3 is coming to an end. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 1.5 hours of daylight left before the sun goes down, and we have that beautiful golden hour. And we're now positioned on the northern end of the Sharqiya Sands, or the Wabhiba Sands, a sand sea that borders the Indian Ocean that is pretty much the size of Wales. And what a varied day we've had. We woke up near the community of Jalan. We slept out under the stars last night, a beautiful peaceful night once the wind died down. 7 degrees, a beautiful calm peaceful morning. And it's been such a varied day because we've been invited, news of our progress is spreading far and wide. We've been invited by the Wali, the sort of the regional head of the community of Jalan, the government representative. So Oman is divided into 11 governorates, and in each governorate you have something called a wilaya, and each wilaya has someone administering it called a wali. And so today we were entertained by the wali of Jalan and the deputy wali and the local sheikhs, and it was absolutely beautiful to tell our story of Bertram Thomas, because it was to the old fort in Jalan where Thomas headed in 1927, and the wali and his team kindly met us outside that same old fort, which was absolutely beautiful. From there we travelled west very quickly to try and catch up with a fantastic team of young people in the sands, about 11 kilometres off-road in the sands, at a centre, a training centre, an educational training centre that belongs to the not-for-profit organisation Outward Bound Oman. And it was at Outward Bound Oman, a little bit earlier, that I was able to sit down and talk to an incredible man called Mohamed al-Zadjali, who is running Outward Bound Oman here currently, and has worked at Outward Bound Oman since it was born here in Oman in 2009. It was a special day for Outward Bound Oman, and the reason for that being so special will, I hope, become apparent as you listen to this podcast. So if you hear the noise of young people in the background whilst we're speaking, it's because I'm now sitting at Outward Bound Oman's beautiful desert centre, which is located 11 kilometres into the Sharqiya Sands. And it was the Sharqiya Sands that was the base for the Royal Geographical Society Wabhiba Sands expedition in the mid-1980s. A beautiful sand sea that borders the Indian Ocean. And sitting with me is Mohamed Zadjali, and Mohamed is a good old friend of mine. I won't say how old, but Mohamed's a great friend of mine who Mohamed is the current acting executive director of Outward Bound Oman, and Mohamed and I have met here today with the Jewel of Arabia team because something pretty special's happening with a group of young people in the building right now. But before we just talk about that, I just thought I'd just ask Mohamed to tell us a little bit and share with us a little bit about the organisation called Outward Bound, that many of you may know started in Britain in 1941, but appeared in Oman when, Mohamed? When did Outward Bound start in Oman? What year?
In 2009.
2009. Yeah. And since 2009, how many young Omanis have been trained by you?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, Mark, for having me today. It's really nice to see you here with the team of Jewel of Arabia. And I'm sure it will be a very exciting journey for you in the next 27 days. And it's also exciting for Oman. In terms of how many people we have trained over than 30,000 people since 2009 until today. And every year on year, we actually try to reach more and more young people increasingly. Yeah.
And well, over 30,000. That's incredible. And what are young people, young Omanis? What do they learn when they come with you? Is it 3 or 4 days a normal course?
Yeah.
What do they learn, and how do they benefit from an Outward Bound experience?
Yeah. Well, I would say Outward Bound. It's really aligned with Oman commitment, and it's deeply rooted with Oman commitment to develop the human capital of Oman, innovative leadership, and resilience, and also environmental stewardship. All people who come to Outward Bound courses, they will have a taste of outdoor adventure where they will be challenged and developed in a unique environment, shaping them to be a future leader and to face all the challenges that they have in the future.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously we're here in the middle of the desert now, and it's, when I woke up with the team this morning, it was 7 degrees. We were in some hills about 80 kilometres to the east. But now the temperature's up, but it's January and it's the winter. So it's hot in the sun, but in the shade where we're sitting now, it's a beautiful temperature. But what do you do? Do you still use this centre in the summer months, or is it just how does it work? Where do you take the young people throughout the year?
Yeah. Well, we are really blessed with 3 national training centres here in Oman. First centre, this one, which is the Desert Centre, which is fully funded by His late Majesty Sultan Qaboos, and it's opened by His Majesty Sultan Haytham in 2018. Every year, thousands of people go through training in this training center and the area around the dune here. The limitation of this terrain or environment, it's get very hot in the summer from June to I would say November. So, and this is where it's Oman, it's unique, it's different environment and landscape, and this is the advantage also for Outward Bound Oman, where we have a big mountains here where we could go in those hot summer months and deliver courses in Jabal Akhdar, whereas other center is there. So from November to March, we run program all over the country from Musandam all the way to Dhofar. And in the summer season, we just go on the mountain where it's cool. It's about 20 degrees cooler than the normal temperature in Oman.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, you're very lucky to have that ability to go high.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I know Outward Bound has been a huge success story in Oman, and I know Oman is very proud of the way Outward Bound has grown. Why do you think it's been so successful?
Yeah, well, I think there is several reasons why it's successful here in Oman, and probably I have mentioned the first one before, which is its alignment with the vision. I think all our program aligned with Oman Vigil 2040, which is to develop the human capital, innovation, and leadership, and sustainability. So participants really learn lots of valuable lesson in the unique environment, and this is the way that Outward Bound support the national agenda. On the other hand, also we are equipping young people with very important skills that give them the confidence to face the future to face the future. I think the other factor of success at Outward Bound in Oman is the tailor approach. Outward Bound program customized to the Omani culture, value, landscape. Participants learn through hand-on experiences, and this is really resonate with Oman heritage, and while exposing them to new perspective.
Yeah.
I think strong partnership with government entities, corporate sector, educational institute, key instrument. It's not just give us financial sustainability, but give us access to a more diverse group, so from young people to educator to corporate team. I think what I see today also, it's part of our success, which is inclusivity and accessibility.
Yeah, we'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. So that's a really great answer. I don't know how sensitive these microphones are, but behind us singing right now, there's a beautiful desert wheatear just landed on the wall there. And so we really are in the middle of this desert, and the last time I was here there was a beautiful barn owl flying around. And whilst you're talking now, Mohamed, because we're going to come back to that inclusivity bit, I'm just looking at, you've got some interpretation boards over there, because you mentioned the word sustainability.
Yeah.
And that's a really important word connected to Jewel of Arabia. You know, we're following this 1928 journey by this explorer Bertram Thomas. And we're trying to use that journey to share with people who don't perhaps know so much about Oman stories of Oman's incredible biodiversity, but also the great innovation that's going on with regards to sustainability. And I see over there you've got information boards about water conservation for young people, so they start to think a bit more carefully about how much water they use. I think here at the centre you have timer taps that only release so much water. I see you have solar panels on the roof that obviously helps reduce the carbon footprint of the energy. You've got stuff over there as well about disposal of rubbish and garbage on courses and respecting the environment. So a lot of great work that you are doing on sustainability and embedding that in the minds of young people. It's really important. And I know for listeners, we have two young instructors from Outward Bound Oman walking with us on this journey, Ibrahim Al-Hasni and Dhikra Al-Mawali, and their job at the end of our journey will be then to come back to HQ, Outward Bound in Muscat, and design a really detailed course on sustainability and biodiversity that can build on the great work that you're already doing. But one of the reasons we really wanted to be here today was because Mohamed and his team of instructors have got a group of young people here, and they're about to go on a short journey into the dunes, I think, around the centre. But what's about to happen, Mohamed? What's going to happen that's never happened before?
Yeah.
And I think Oman is the only country in the Middle East with this opportunity. So just tell us a little bit about what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, we've been focusing on inclusivity and accessibility in the last year, and we actively been looking at different ways to include many diverse groups to our different segment of the society in our program. Last week we had deaf people, and also we worked with Omar ibn Khattab school, blind school last week, which is really demonstrate our commitment to inclusivity. I think today it's also another step forward, which is having this wheelchair, which is, I meant to say now, thank you to the Jewel of Arabia and also His Highness Sayyid Dhilyazan bin Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, who are generously funded this wheelchair, which has given us ability for a physically disabled person to participate in a journey with other people. So today we have 18 young people. It's day 4 of national next generation program, which is all focused about the current economic market in Oman and building some important skills that employer value to when they get job or when they applying for a job. When I met this guy or the disabled, he was really happy and appreciated about the opportunity that he had here, that he wished to be camped before, which is happened yesterday, and it was first time for him to camp with friends, and not only camp but also participate in the journey with them through the sand dune, which was an amazing.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's just great to see how you've grown step by step by step every year. And just tell me a little bit about the wheelchair. Where's it come from? Who makes it? And how far can it go? How far can it travel? Tell us a little bit. Describe it to the people listening.
Yeah, well, I think it's coming from the UK as a company who are working on designing this. This is or I would say it's modified to the Oman environment. The wheelchair, it's a bit. The wheelchair's wheels are bigger, so it can travel in the soft sand. It goes to about 14, 15 k's speed, and it's have a life battery of about 2.5 to 3 days, and it's great because you could use that battery not only just for the wheelchair, but also you could charge any other equipment. And if the person, the disabled person, have an other issue to use other equipment while sleeping, could also charge by the battery. So it's a great kit that we have, and we are really looking forward to really work more and more in this.
Yeah, brilliant. No, and I'm really excited to see it, because I saw the early thinking, the early designs, and it's a friend of mine, Suresh Paul in Scotland, who builds these, a company called Equal Adventure, and was another friend of mine, Nigel Windsor, who was testing it in the mountains of Scotland. But I know the model they were testing was not the model that you received here, because like you said, it had to be adapted for the sand. So I'm really excited to see that. So that's really exciting. So there's a lot of great stuff going on at Outward Bound Oman. There's all sorts of stuff going on about sustainability, inclusivity, education for the future, and just finishing off, Mohamed, that word future. You know, obviously Outward Bound Oman has come a long way in 15 years, a heck of a long way. You've got 3 centres, one on Jebel Akhdar at about 8,000 feet altitude, one here in the desert, one beautiful urban training centre in Muscat. You know, when you look ahead for the next 5 years, you know, you've been part of this organisation from day one. Nobody knows it better than you do. And looking ahead for the next 5 years, how do you see the future evolving for Outward Bound Oman?
Well, looking to the future of Outward Bound, it's look promising and full of growth. There is a key focus areas that we're going to work in the next few years, and one of them is the geographical expansion. Like you mentioned just now, all our center in the north, which is serving the people of Muscat and Al-Dhahra and all the wilayat or muhafadat or in the north. Opening a new center in Dhofar will allow more than 600,000 people benefit from Outward Bound program. And I would take this chance really to thank His Excellency Sayyid Azzan Al-Busaidi, the Undersecretary of Ministry of Tourism and Heritage, for supporting this project and allocating land on us in Jebel Samhan, which is a great place for Outward Bound to do or to start their journey. And in addition to that, His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki, the Governor of Dhofar, who support the project very well and see the need of Dhofar, Outward Bound Dhofar Center in that region. I think also in terms of expansion, we're looking also in expansion our program. So looking to access the water, so been always working the desert and the mountain. So it's a great area that it's not touched for Outward Bound in the last 15 years. So expanding in the water activity, doing some kayaking and raft building will give new opportunities for young people to challenge them in different way. And Outward Bound, really, it's a big network. It's more than 35 country and school around the world. So I think strong collaboration and to learn from each other and extending knowledge will really enhance our program. So we'll always look at our collaboration with the other network in the future. The future look bright, and we committed to be doing more and more with the young people year on year.
Yeah, fantastic, inshallah. Well, I wish you all the best, Mohamed, and I think under your leadership the organisation is just going to continue to grow and be successful, which is great. And Mohamed was talking about the possibility of a 4th centre in a place called Dhofar. And Dhofar, for those of you that don't know Oman is divided into 11 governorates. We're sitting in the far north of Oman now, but really Dhofar is the governorate that borders Yemen in the south of Oman. And there's, like Mohamed said, 700,000 people living down there, and for them to access the training opportunities that Outward Bound provides, it's quite difficult for them to travel up to the north. It's 11 or 12 hour drive, longer if you're driving my Land Rover. But no, really exciting times, Mohamed, and I hope that the Jewel of Arabia project can support what you're doing. And as you say, one fantastic way we've been able to do that is by being able to provide, through the generosity of His Royal Highness the Yazin, this incredible electric, all-terrain 4x4 wheelchair that I think will travel. Did you say, is it 13, 14 kilometres it can go on one charge of the battery? Yeah. Amazing. So we're going to go for a walk now. I can see a group of young people with backpacks on walking up into the dunes. So Mohamed and I are going to go and join them. And Mohamed, thanks ever so much, and great to meet you again.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.